Welcome to Stoic Citadel.
Life inevitably teaches us that people come and go. We form connections and often tie our emotions to those relationships. But what happens when those bonds break? How do we navigate the emotional turmoil when someone exits our lives? Or when we realize they never invested in the same way? You might wonder, how can I stop caring? Or is it possible to detach emotionally without losing myself? Here's where Stoicism, especially the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius, can guide us. Stoics understood human emotions deeply, not by evading them, but by learning to manage their influence on our lives. Emotional detachment isn't about becoming cold or indifferent. It's about reclaiming clarity and inner peace. In this discussion, I'll share 5 timeless Stoic principles for emotionally detaching from someone, using Marcus Aurelius' insights as our guide. Rule 1. Embrace life's impermanence. Marcus Aurelius and the Stoics deeply believed in this principle. We are not at the mercy of our emotions. Our emotions are at the mercy of our thoughts. Marcus Aurelius taught us that the mind holds the power over how we respond to the world. You have power over your mind, not outside of it. Realize this, and you will find strength, he wrote. Emotional detachment starts with realizing that your mind can govern your emotional state. Your thoughts about someone can ignite a storm of feelings, or they can pacify that same storm. Let's say you're going through a breakup. You're emotionally shattered, replaying conversations in your mind, overanalyzing every detail, asking, why did this happen? Or, how could they move on so easily? The Stoic response is to shift that focus. Instead of giving your emotions control, ask, what are the facts here? How can I think about this differently? You must choose thoughts that free you from emotional suffering, not thoughts that fuel it. For a moment, think about when you argue with a loved one, feel ignored, or disappointed. What's the first thing you do? You interpret the situation and give it meaning. But it's not the event itself that causes emotional turmoil. It's the way you perceive it. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts," meaning your emotions are a direct result of your internal dialogue. Imagine you send a heartfelt text message to someone you care about, perhaps a friend, romantic partner, or family member. Hours go by, and there's no response. Immediately, your mind starts working overtime. Did I say something wrong? Are they mad at me? Do they not care about me? With every passing minute, the emotions build. First, a slight concern, then frustration, maybe even anxiety or anger. But what's the truth of the situation? Is it the delay in their response that's causing your emotional storm? Or is it your interpretation of their silence? The Stoic response is to challenge that automatic emotional reaction with rational thought. What are the facts? The fact is that they haven't responded. Everything beyond that is pure speculation. Instead of allowing your emotions to spiral out of control, pause and recognize that your feelings of anxiety or rejection are not rooted in reality, but in your own thoughts. Marcus Aurelius' advice: question your thoughts. Don't just accept them as truth. Rule 2. Use rational thought to master your emotions. I once found myself in this very situation with a close friend. We had been discussing something important, and suddenly they stopped responding. At first, I thought nothing of it, but as the hours passed, I started to feel a creeping unease. Maybe they're upset with me, I thought. Maybe I said something wrong. By the time the night ended, I had convinced myself that the friendship was on the brink of collapse. Emotional detachment, as explored through these principles, is not just about distancing ourselves from pain. It's about embracing the full spectrum of human experience. The Stoics teach us that our emotional responses can be shaped through intentional practices, allowing us to engage with our feelings without being overwhelmed by them. Finding strength in vulnerability. One crucial aspect of emotional detachment is recognizing that vulnerability is not a weakness. It takes courage to face the realities of loss and change. By allowing ourselves to feel deeply, we gain valuable insights into what truly matters to us. Acknowledging our emotions can be the first step toward transforming them. For example, when you experience sadness after a breakup, instead of pushing those feelings away, take a moment to reflect. What does this sadness reveal about your values and desires? This reflective process can lead to profound personal growth, helping you understand what you need in future relationships. The role of acceptance. Acceptance is another vital component of the Stoic approach. It's about recognizing that some things are beyond our control, and that's perfectly okay. Acceptance doesn't mean passivity. Rather, it empowers us to focus our energy on what we can influence. When we accept life's uncertainties, we free ourselves from the shackles of unrealistic expectations. Consider the process of mourning. It's a natural response to loss, and by accepting it, we allow ourselves to heal. Instead of wishing things were different, we learn to honor the memories and experiences that shaped us, finding peace in the journey. Cultivating gratitude, practicing gratitude is a powerful tool in emotional detachment. When we shift our focus from what we've lost to what we've experienced, we create a more balanced perspective. Gratitude helps us appreciate the good moments, even amidst pain. The journey of emotional resilience can be a deeply personal and transformative experience. It involves reflecting on the relationships and moments that have added value to your life, shifting your focus from what you might have lost to what you have been blessed to experience. This process fosters emotional strength, enabling you to navigate life's adversities with a new perspective. One of the essential practices in this journey is mindfulness, an art that Stoic principles have long advocated. Mindfulness calls upon us to be present, right here, right now. By engaging fully with the current moment, we can diminish the hold of past regrets and the fear of future uncertainties. Simple acts like deep breathing, meditation, or even just quietly observing the world around you can serve as anchors in the present, bringing clarity and peace to the mind. Embracing mindfulness equips you with the ability to handle emotional challenges with poise. It offers a pause, a chance to observe and understand your emotions instead of reacting impulsively. With practice, mindfulness becomes a powerful tool that allows you to make considerate and conscious decisions, enhancing your emotional intelligence. As you explore this path of emotional detachment, remember that the aim is not to isolate yourself from others, but to achieve a balanced emotional state. The wisdom of Marcus Aurelius and other Stoics teaches us that our perceptions and responses play a key role in shaping our experiences. By acknowledging the temporality of life, mastering our thoughts, applying negative visualization, focusing on controllable elements, and reflecting broadly, we can achieve emotional liberation. This is an aspiration not for an indifferent heart, but for an open one, liberated to engage with life authentically and with vigor. In times of doubt and uncertainty, remind yourself of the innate human ability to choose your response. Emotional freedom and resilience are attainable for those open to change and ready to let go of things that no longer contribute positively to their lives. Stoic teachings offer a framework to enrich our lives by appreciating each relationship and experience as an avenue for growth. The transient nature of life, which at first might seem daunting, actually opens pathways for deeper appreciation of the connections we build. Understanding this impermanence prepares us for inevitable changes, while enabling us to cherish the present deeply. So, take a moment to breathe deeply, embrace this personal journey, and remember, the goal of emotional detachment is not to cease caring, but to engage more profoundly and authentically with life. Emotional detachment, as explored through these principles, is not just about distancing ourselves from pain. It's about embracing the full spectrum of human experience. The Stoics teach us that our emotional responses can be shaped through intentional practices, allowing us to engage with our feelings without being overwhelmed by them. Finding strength in vulnerability, one crucial aspect of emotional detachment is recognizing that vulnerability is not a weakness. It takes courage to face the realities of loss and change. By allowing ourselves to feel deeply, we gain valuable insights into what truly matters to us. Acknowledging our emotions can be the first step toward transforming them. For example, when you experience sadness after a breakup, instead of pushing those feelings away, take a moment to reflect. What does this sadness reveal about your values and desires? This reflective process can lead to profound personal growth, helping you understand what you need in future relationships. The role of acceptance. Acceptance is another vital component of the Stoic approach. It's about recognizing that some things are beyond our control, and that's perfectly okay. Acceptance doesn't mean passivity. Rather, it empowers us to focus our energy on what we can influence. When we accept life's uncertainties, we free ourselves from the shackles of unrealistic expectations. Consider the process of mourning. It's a natural response to loss, and by accepting it, we allow ourselves to heal. Instead of wishing things were different, we learn to honor the memories and experiences that shaped us, finding peace in the journey. Cultivating gratitude, practicing gratitude is a powerful tool in emotional detachment. When we shift our focus from what we've lost to what we've experienced, we create a more balanced perspective. Gratitude helps us appreciate the good moments, even amidst pain. Rule 3. Practice negative visualization. While it may seem counterintuitive, imagining the loss of someone you care about can be a powerful tool for emotional resilience. This Stoic practice helps you prepare for life's inevitable changes, reducing their emotional impact when they occur. By contemplating potential losses, you build a mental buffer against grief. I vividly recall facing the prospect of my best friend moving overseas. Instead of avoiding my fear, I visualized my life without them, embracing the discomfort. When the time came, I wasn't caught off guard by sadness. I had already mentally navigated the transition. Rule 4. Focus on what you can control. One of Stoicism's core teachings is the distinction between what is within our control and what isn't. Much of our emotional pain arises from trying to control others' feelings or outcomes. You can't dictate how someone else feels about you. You can only influence your own actions and responses. I once found myself in a relationship where I felt I had to constantly prove my worth. When I learned to focus on my own actions rather than seeking validation from my partner, I felt a profound sense of relief. Emotional autonomy is about realizing that your well-being should not depend on others' behaviors. Rule 5. Reflect on the bigger picture. When engulfed in emotional turmoil, it's easy to lose sight of the larger context. Aurelius encourages us to view our troubles in the vast tapestry of life. Ask yourself, will this pain matter in 5 years? By stepping back, you can see that many of our emotional struggles are temporary. Reflecting on past challenges often reveals that, while they seemed monumental at the time, they were merely chapters in our life stories. This perspective can foster emotional detachment, allowing you to understand that relationships and feelings, while important, do not define your entire existence. Conclusion. Emotional detachment isn't about shutting down. It's about cultivating resilience and understanding the natural flow of life. By embracing impermanence, mastering your thoughts, practicing negative visualization, focusing on what you control, and reflecting on the bigger picture, you can navigate emotional attachments with grace. Remember, the true path to emotional freedom lies in letting go and understanding that life is far broader than any single relationship. Do not forget to like and subscribe to get more updates from our channel. Thank you, and see you in the next one.